Good morning, Kingdom Kids. Welcome back for yet another awesome week. How's everybody doing? Did you have a good week?
I did.
Did you do anything wonderful and cool?
It has been beautiful out. I hope you guys have been outside enjoying the weather.
I, for one, think it has been way too hot.
Yeah.
I am ready for it to go back to the 30s and 40s. I miss having to wear coats, snowball fights. Those are all awesome things in my book. So we can be done with summer. Next week we can go back to snow and I'll be happy.
Oh, that's terrible. Don't listen to him.
No, listen, definitely. We should all start praying for snow right now.
Let's talk about Moses.
All right, let's talk about Moses. So last week, everybody remembers Moses went up. He got the first set of 10 commandments. He came down, and the Israelites kind of messed up.
Right.
They went and built the calf, and there was punishment and discipline and all that jazz. Not a great time. But after that, Moses went back up again, talked with God. God gave him a second set of 10 commandments, and he came back down to the people.
Right.
So at this point, the people are obviously a little frightened, a little concerned because they had kind of messed up before. So Moses comes back, he talks them through the 10 commandments, and they move on to the next part of our story.
Right. So now God has a job for them, like a project, I guess you could say. And it's a big one, a really big one, okay? It's like, imagine like when your mom and dad say you're going to clean out the whole attic or the whole basement. Like, it's a huge project.
I'd say it's bigger than that.
Well, for maybe kids, though.
That's,
like,
well, all right,
yeah,
proportionally.
All right, so our story goes, God wanted the people to know he was living among them, right in their camp. He wanted them to have a special place where they could always worship him. He wanted them to build a place of worship. Here God would be in the cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night.
Nice. So God has a pretty big-sized project for the Israelites.
Right. They are going to take on building a tabernacle, it's called, which is our equivalent of a church, right? Except this had to be a building that could move with them because they're traveling, right? They're on their way to the promised land. And there's going to be a lot involved in putting this together. And it kind of reminded me that our building here, Believers Chapel, has had a lot of work put into it over
really has.
the years. And there's projects going on now that you guys will get to see when you come back.
Do you know, when we first moved in here, the castle used to be a kitchen?
Right, like we've had major renovations done. And we thought we might have Mr. Matt, kind of our guy who does a lot of this at the church, come join us today.
Mr. Matt!
Hey guys, good morning.
Hi.
Good morning. Wow,
Come on in, have a seat.
I like this little setup here. How are you guys this morning?
Welcome to the Kingdom Kids episode.
Thanks for having
Were
me.
you just like swinging a hammer just now?
Just now.
Yeah.
Just swinging a hammer just now. Yeah.
Your hard
Eating some
hat's
eggs,
on.
swinging a hammer. It's what I do in the morning.
There you go.
You know? Hey, good
What
to see you. You guys don't have your hard hats on right now. Why don't you have your hard hats on? This is
Well,
a hard hat. This is the hard hat
I
zone.
didn't realize we were in a work
Construction zone.
I mean, this is safe up here, isn't it?
We're building stuff here. We're
Oh.
building stuff for the kids. Come on, guys. Seriously. Thanks for having me on today.
Of course. What did you bring with you?
I actually brought some really cool blueprints. So I brought some blueprints for all you guys to see, and yeah, these are really cool. I mean, they're big, so but you know, if you
They're
kind of
they're not blue.
they're not blue. No.
kinda orange.
I'm gonna have to
This-
work
this
on
one's
that.
orange.
We'll
It's
get
an
our
orange print.
We'll
So
get our
what's a
we'll get our
blueprint?
That looks like a
blueprint.
fingerprint.
Oh yeah, they're a little dirty.
They're a little dirty. They get
Yeah.
used a lot. But this is a blueprint of our church. And so when we first started doing some work here, we had an architect who kind of professionally puts these plans together, take a look at our building, and they gave us some cool drawings of what our building might look like if we add some seats on a curve, maybe if we turned a kitchen into a cool kids room, what that would look like. And so, yeah, so these
So
are
show us where the kids' rooms are on here.
All right,
Maybe
so on
that'll
the
help
kids'
them.
room, so if we're looking at the church as we're here, of course, we're up on stage right now. Check us out. See us right there?
We look great.
You look like an 8.
You look like a 2.
I'm a 2. I'd
Maybe
rather
an
be a 2
A.
than an 8.
Yeah, well,
You know what I mean? Of course, if you're upside down, you're still an 8.
see, there you go.
And I'm a
If
Z.
I'm on my side, I'm an infinite.
I'm a Z. But if we go back into, you mentioned it, the kitchen, right? Which I'm kind of hungry right now. I didn't get to finish my eggs. But if
man.
we go back into the kitchen, you get to see the castles back here, right? This is where Brendan and his worship team hang out right before church service. And then over here, right? Over here, we used to have kind of 3 little rooms partitioned, and now we're building a ship. So the ship's not even on this blueprint.
Amazing. How is the shipbuilding going?
It's actually coming along. It's coming along. Of course, with this kind of little crazy season we're in, we've had to, we've slowed down a little bit, but man, we've made a lot of progress this week, and I'm so excited for the kids to come back and just see an unbelievable ship. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
So I want to read to you some of the supplies that Moses had the children of Israel bring as they were putting together their tabernacle. Maybe some of them are things you've asked for. I'm
Love it.
curious.
I love it.
You
So
wanna
yeah,
see
we thought
what
we'd
it
do a
is?
little like stare and compare between the two lists.
Let's
Okay.
do it. Stare and
So,
compare.
The things needed for the tabernacle were gold, silver, brass, bright colored cloth, animal skins, oil, and precious stones. Have you asked for any of those?
Wow.
Yeah.
Animal skins.
Yeah, how
all
like,
the time.
Last time you asked for animal skins,
Yeah.
did you get a pretty good turnout?
We had lots of squirrels. Of course, you know
Okay.
it's the city of squirrels. You see lots of big squirrels all over the place.
Oh, you know,
I
they-
did ask Pastor Sean for some gold, but I haven't seen any
No,
gold
we
yet.
No-
should
no
have more
gold?
gold
I
in the
haven't-
kids' rooms,
I haven't
right?
seen any gold yet. But you did mention colorful materials.
Yes, yep.
Right? And we get a lot of colorful materials here. We do some cool things. We have some sound panels going in and some fun clouds being built. So we get a lot of really
awesome.
beautiful materials.
Are they happy little clouds?
They're happy little clouds.
happy little clouds.
I don't think they know about. I don't think they know the happy little clouds.
Ask
thing.
your parents what happy little clouds are.
Happy
Those-
little trees.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're happy little trees.
Happy little trees.
Rest in peace.
All
Happy
right, so
little
it
trees.
says here that others gave silver, brass, and wood. You go through a lot of wood
We
here.
go through a lot of wood here. We
Yes.
do. We go through a lot of wood. In fact, you saw us on Tuesday. We get a lot of wood here, and we actually like to burn that wood because, of course, we're trying to make our wood look old and look weathered. And so we
Yeah.
take it out in the parking lot and we kind of light it on fire, which is a lot of fun.
Totally.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
been flames here, guys.
Lots of flames.
Yes.
Again, don't try this at home.
Yeah.
Do not try
Yeah.
this at home.
There was
Mr. Matt
also
is
a lot.
trained professional.
There was also a lot of sap
Trained professional.
on the carpets.
There was a little bit of sap on the
I had to
carpets.
scrub at it to get
Yes.
it out
Thank
from
you
the
for doing-
trees.
Thank you for doing
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
But
That
we
was
have real
Sean's fault.
trees.
That was Sean's fault.
Oh, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So women who knew how to spin made more bright colored cloth. Some even spun strong cloth from goat's hair.
Ooh,
Yeah.
goat's hair.
We could maybe.
Did they give him a bath before they?
I mean,
and did they just
hopefully.
spin the goat around really fast until
Well,
its
that's
hair
how you dry it
falls
off.
Oh,
Once,
okay.
once the goat gets wet,
I gotcha.
You just put it on this
gotcha.
thing and
I
you spin
gotcha.
it until it's dry.
I
You know
gotcha.
those merry-go-rounds?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
you just-
Don't listen to
And now we
everything
just
he's
take our goats to
saying.
the laundromat and just throw them in there, and 25
Yeah, have
cents
them go
later.
through the
and
little
ding.
blow dryer. Yep.
Yeah. This is fun.
You guys done?
I thought we were supposed to have juice boxes. Don't you guys have juice boxes
No,
in
it's
the
not
morning?
snack time yet.
Oh,
No.
Not snack
sorry.
time.
Sorry.
You got to wait for the little veggie tail noise so you know when it's time to go to snack.
That's true. So the rulers of the people brought jewels, spices, and oils. With joy, the people gave for the house of the Lord. So do you think that's a common thing here? Do people come joyful to serve? What do you think?
Amen. That's what's great about this church is that everybody comes here so happy to serve. You know, whether we were working on the sanctuary and making the seats look like they do today, or working on the castle and how much fun that was, or now working on the ship, everybody just has so much fun when they come here. We're always laughing while we work. It's great.
That's awesome.
It's great.
I love that when we can come together as a family or as the body of Christ, we can work together as a team and get a lot done. And we can do that in our homes, in our communities, whatever way we can to help out other people. And when you're in it together, you can have a lot of fun doing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the
Absolutely.
things I know I've heard Pastor Sean say before, and it rings true talking about projects here, is every piece matters. Everybody that comes and helps out, you know, they're integral in some way. They're really important.
That's right. We have some guys who come who are really good at painting, and some guys who come and they're really good electrician, and some ladies who come and they're really good at sewing things together. And they all have their special niche. They all
Yeah.
have their special piece for the puzzle.
I love that we have that example in Scripture from way back in the Old Testament of that's exactly what the people did. This was our kind of blueprint
Blueprint.
Oh, I
for
see what
how
you
a
did there.
church operates, how we work together as a team and we get things done.
Yeah.
So
It's awesome.
yes. All right, so I'm going to read a little bit here. Now the people lived in tents. These could be moved easily from one camp to another as they journeyed toward Canaan, which is the promised land.
Okay, wait, quick question. Do the rooms here move well?
Actually, the whole church is on wheels.
Is it? Okay.
Yep. If we needed to hook it up to a bicycle, we could.
Wow.
Literally, if we need to hook up the whole church to a bicycle,
What about
we
like
could.
up with the balloons?
Yeah, can we
could
do the balloons?
Wow, that
Yeah.
would be really cool.
That'd be really nice.
That would be
Wouldn't that be
really
cool,
cool.
guys? That's
next year's project.
Next phase.
Yes.
Add balloon transport.
Yes.
Check.
Yes. Okay. Excellent. God told Moses to build a place of worship, something like a tent. It was to have board walls and a top of cloth and animal skins. Then it could be taken apart and moved when the people broke camp. God told Moses the kind of furniture to put inside the tabernacle, which we're going to talk about actually next week, because all this stuff had to go in it, which that's a big part of it, right?
Huge part.
All the
Huge.
details,
Yeah.
right? He told how the furniture should be made and where it should be placed, and the people obeyed. They worked faithfully and brought even more gifts as they were needed for the building. So, pretty cool story today.
Very cool story.
Thank you for coming and
Thanks
sharing
for having
with
me.
us.
No, we really appreciate you
Thanks
bringing
for-
your blueprint and telling
Absolutely.
us.
This is my gift to you. You guys get to keep these. Yeah,
You
study
know.
them intently, please.
There you go.
Yeah.
That actually gives me a really good idea. So what if, for craft this week, we have the kids draw blueprints of their own homes? So this is kind of like a map. You'll have to maybe do some measuring, see if you can get it to scale. But I would love to see maybe some pictures to see what kids put together of their own blueprints.
Yeah, your
I think
that'd be
backyard,
really awesome.
whatever you've got out
Great
there.
idea.
Yeah.
And maybe we can have those kids even draw our next project someday, huh?
Ooh.
Balloons,
I
go
love it.
for the balloons.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes.
Thanks
Good
for
to
coming,
see
Mr.
you.
Matt.
Yep.
Thanks.
You guys have a good week. We'll
Bye,
see you next time.
guys.